Some changes come like lightning, bright, decisive, impossible to ignore. And then there are others, the quiet ones, the ones that we resist. Tonight, we linger in that in-between place where something is ready to end, yet we cling to its shadow. Tonight, we meet death reversed. This tale begins in Thornhaven, a cliffside town that is perched above a roaring sea and jagged stone. Beautiful, but battered. Half the homes carved from weather-worn rock, half rebuilt after storms that showed no mercy. The people of Thornhaven were strong, but the wind was stronger. I arrived just as a fog rolled in off the coast, thick as wool and twice as heavy. Through the mist, I heard the creak of wood and the snap of a rope. I followed the sound to a narrow cove where a man stood knee-deep in water, clinging to the remains of an old fishing boat. The vessel was barely a skeleton. Half of its ribs were missing. The bow was shattered, yet the man clutched to it as if it were the greatest treasure on earth. His name, I learned, was Bernard. They say she's gone, he muttered, struggling to pull the ruined boat onto the sand. But repairs can be made. I just need to keep trying. He pulled, and the sea pulled back. I stepped closer. Is that your boat? No, he said after a long pause. It was my wife's. The waves crashed a little harder. She sailed every morning. The storm took her about 3 months ago. Her body never washed up. And this is all I have left. I looked at the boat. Half of it was beyond saving. Warped timbers, splintered beams, rot creeping through the grain. Bernard, this wood, it won't sail again. It might. He tightened his grip. If I rebuild it, she'll come home. She'll see I kept it ready. He tugged again, but the boat, it just didn't move. It cracked instead. One of the ribs snapped in half and started drifting into the sea. He froze, and we both watched the broken piece float away. It took a moment, and I heard him whisper, "She's gone. But if I stop, If I move on, I feel like I'm letting her die twice. I placed a hand on his shoulder. Honor her by living, Bernard, not by drowning in what she left behind. He shut his eyes. Salt water, sea spray, or tears, I couldn't tell, but it ran down his face. The tide rose. The ocean reclaimed more of the boat. And for the first time since that storm, Bernard led it. He stepped back. He watched the waves take the last of the vessel his wife had loved more than the land itself. Maybe it's time I stop waiting for the sea to give her back. We walked back towards the village, together. Behind us, the ocean washed over the remains one final time. Some endings refuse to end until we stop holding them in place. Death reversed is the energy of resisted transformation. Where death upright clears space for rebirth, death reversed shows us where we cling to what has already fallen away. It could be the fear of letting go, an emotional stagnation, being stuck between chapters, lingering grief or denial, avoiding a necessary end. This card appears when a cycle is ready to close, but we refuse to step away from it. It is not a punishment. It is a sign that we are gripping to the past so tightly that nothing new can take root. Death reversed whispers, something is done. Why are you still carrying it? It may be a relationship, an identity, a dream, or grief itself. Whatever it is, holding on has begun to hold you. This card doesn't ask for recklessness, just honesty and courage. Death reversed often appears when someone is standing at the edge of change but refuses the step. You feel something shifting. You sense a chapter ending. The signs are everywhere: misalignment, restlessness, dissatisfaction. Part of you knows that something no longer fits, but instead of releasing it, you dig in. You hold on tighter, you bargain, you hope things will go back to how they were, and you say, maybe tomorrow. Or even worse, maybe if I stay perfectly still, things won't have to change. This is death reversed. It could point to you staying out of fear or grieving someone so deeply that you stop living. It signals burnout, stagnation, or refusing to leave a path that has ended in spirit. even if not in form. It suggests an old identity that you have outgrown but haven't yet buried. But the flow always stays the same. An ending has already occurred. You have not accepted it. The resistance is hurting you more than the ending ever would. This card asks, what are you afraid will happen if you move on? Or more importantly, what might happen if you don't? As Bernard clung to the wreckage of his wife's boat, I saw a truth I've lived more times than I care to admit. We don't cling to the past because it's better. We cling to the past because it's familiar. The unknown feels like a cliff. The past feels like a rope. But sometimes that rope is tied to something that is already sinking. Death Reversed is a lantern held out of fear. It says you are standing knee-deep in the tide and the water is rising. You can step back if you choose to. Letting go doesn't erase what came before. It honors it. It says, you mattered, and I carry you forward in who I become. The people we've loved, the versions of ourselves that we've lived, the dreams we once believed in, they don't disappear because we release them. They become the soil for what grows next. And when we resist, we are nothing more than caught between what was and what could be. If something in your life feels stuck, heavy, or half alive, you need to ask yourself, is this holding me, or am I holding it? So tell me, adventurer, what tide are you standing against? What part of your life has already ended, but you keep breathing life into its shadow? Death Reversed shows us what happens when we resist the turning. But the card that follows shows what happens when we lean into healing. When the ashes mix with water and something new begins to take shape. Next time we step into balance, we step into restoration and the quiet alchemy of renewal. Join me next time as we explore temperance. Until we meet again, adventurer, the Tarot Tavern is always waiting, where stories are etched in the cards and wisdom flows like mead from the tap. The journey doesn't end here, it's only just begun. Come back soon, your next chapter awaits. Before we part ways for now, I just want to say thank you again for spending some time with me here at the Tarot Tavern. Every tale told and every card turned is powered by passion and a fair bit of coffee. If you'd like to help keep the lights on here at the tavern, I've set up a coffee page at ko-fi.com/The Tarot Tavern. That's ThetarotTavern. There, you can toss a one-time tip to the bard, or if you're feeling especially generous, you can become a frequent adventurer. Frequent adventurers are monthly supporters who help cover the behind-the-scenes cost of this podcast. Hosting fees, production tools, ink for the quill, wax for the candles, you get the idea. As a thank you, every frequent adventurer will receive a personal shout-out right here on the podcast and a special Tarot Tavern sticker mailed directly to you as a token of my thanks. It's my way of raising a glass in your honor and letting you know just how much your support means to me. Now you'll find the link down in the show notes, and whether you do choose to support with a donation or simply by listening and sharing this podcast, you are helping keep this story alive and the mead flowing. And honestly, adventurer, I couldn't be more grateful.